Hello everyone, I just got a new saw, the Holzform G660, and I thought we'd do a little experiment today before we get it all started up and broken in. So the discussion is, what's the best way to break in a saw? And if you read the manual, it says you got to run it at half throttle for 3 or 4 tanks of gas, which seems a bit excessive to me. Other people just start it up and let her rip the first few seconds. And what I prefer to do is I start it up, I let it idle, get up to temperature, and then I'll run a few cuts, at half throttle, and then, by the time I'm through the first tank of gas, I think she's ready to rip. So we're going to see if that method's sound. So what we'll do is we'll take it apart, we'll get the borescope into the cylinder through the spark plug hole, and we'll check the compression. And then we'll start it up. I'll do my warm-up or my break-in procedure, and we'll see if there's any damage. So let's get this thing apart here. Plug. Brand new. And I've got my borescope here. I'm going to try to get this in the camera here. Hopefully you can see that. Alright, so there's the top of the cylinder. I'm just gonna Alright, so this has never been started. It looks like there's actually a little bit of scratching already. Isn't that interesting? Or it might just be superficial. Alright, I might actually also take the exhaust off. We'll take a look at the cylinder from the front side. Let's do a compression check first. Get that spark plug back. Might be good enough, we'll see. So 125, just a hair over. Definitely got some compression. Look at that cylinder. might have just been it might have just been condensation marks. Those vertical scores we were looking at before. It's a bit cold in the garage today. All right, so let's get this spark plug back on. It's kind of a weird little thing. I'm sure this does. See if we can get this exhaust off and take a peek at the cylinder from the exhaust. There's the muffler. Alright, so there's the front side of the cylinder. You guys can see in there. There's the rings. We'll get the boroscope in there. Might get a better view. Yeah, it's definitely looks totally fine. Bit of oil in there too as well, so it's been pre-oiled, so that's a good sign. All right, well, let's just put that back in. There's definitely no scoring. This isn't much of a muffler, so that's good to see. So we'll get this thing back together and we'll start her up for the first time. She's alive. go get the bar on this, so we'll try some cuts at a reduced throttle. So I'm going to have to steal the bar out of 44 because the bar I ordered for the 660 hasn't arrived yet. All right. That's pretty fun. You can tell you got a big saw when you're in 16 inches of hardwood and it doesn't even slow down. It's a couple days later now, and I did film the results after running the saw of what the cylinder looked like, but I recorded it on an SD card that then got corrupted, so I'm going to have to film it all again, and I think this video is getting long enough anyways, so we'll leave it for a part 2, so stay tuned.